What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, and this is episode 4 of the BoogiePod. We're missing some people here. Maybe they'll join us late. We're not sure, but we got Jake and Dad, Smites, Mike, whatever you want to call him. He's here, and we're gonna go and start it off. We're gonna go straight into the UFC card this weekend. Big card. We got a couple big cards coming up, and for this one, guys, I want your guys' predictions going in. I don't want your predictions, okay? I got a specific question, actually, okay? Because been looking into the Glover Teixeira and Jan Blachowicz fight. Me and Jake talked about it a little bit. Dad talked about it a little bit, me and Dad, that it's not as lopsided as we thought, or I thought it was going to be. Maybe you guys think different. But I want, if Blachowicz wins, how do you think he wins? And then I'm going to ask you the same about Glover. Dad, if you want to go first, you can.
Yawn post power. Left hand.
What round?
Third. Maybe. Third.
Okay.
Third post power. Left hand knocks him out. Or knocks him down. He ground pounds him. Whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Yeah. I don't think he'll choke him out. I don't think he'll submit him.
Okay. All right. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think if Jan wins, I think I put it on verdict. The round 3 knockout is how Jan will win, I think.
Okay.
Too.
You think with his hands?
Yeah, he'll be with his hands.
All right, yeah. I think if Blachowicz,
I do think Glover's age will show.
Yeah. I think if Blachowicz wins, it would be a stand-up fight. Oh, there's Antonio. I think if Blachowicz does win, it'd be a stand-up fight, and it'd be by knockout for sure. What do you guys think about what about Glover Teixeira? If he wins, how do you think it'd be by?
I think it'd be by submission. But I think it'll be by submission, but I'm not counting him out. I thought that maybe he don't have it, but this is his last shot.
Uh-huh.
He's 41, I think. What did I tell you? 41, 42.
Yeah.
He's 40.
He's 41. Sorry about that, by the way, guys. Yeah, he's 41.
Jan's 38, so they're both older, long in the whatever you want to call it. So this is his last shot. I think he's bringing the kitchen sink,
Yeah.
What they say. So, yeah, I think it's submission by him.
Submission, yeah. Jake, what do you think?
I'm kind of picturing it as a submission, but you know how the Aljamain Sterling and Sandhagen fight went, where it was like shockingly fast submission?
Yeah.
Like it was just happened before you even knew it.
Mhm.
I kind of see that happening, like a shocker, like really early submission. Like Jan gets caught off guard and then just gets submitted real quick and it's over. You're like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah.
That's how I see it going.
But don't forget, Jan's got submissions also. And
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has good wrestling. He doesn't have so much
Yeah.
submission.
Yeah.
He has good wrestling, though.
Yeah.
I think if Glover wins, I think because what a lot of people forget about Glover though is that everyone thinks Glover and they think submissions. He has really good boxing. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he has super good. He knocked Anthony Smith's teeth out.
Yeah.
That's nasty. He has good boxing. It's not like no slouch. It's not like he's gonna walk in there. Now, Thiago Santos hit him with Thor's hammer before Thiago Santos went retarded. But before then, I think this is a really interesting fight. I think Glover Teixeira, or I think Jan Blachowicz has the power advantage, but I think Glover Teixeira has the speed advantage, and I think he's slicker. With just the hands. I don't think neither of them have very good kicks. I think Blachowicz actually has better wrestling, but I think Glover Teixeira has the jiu-jitsu to counter it. So I think it's going to be a stand-up fight, and I think as soon as I say that, everyone goes to Blachowicz. And I will probably lean towards Blachowicz, but it's not necessarily, I don't think it'd be like, he hits him again with, Thor's hammer and he goes out. I don't think it'll be that way. And also, you got to remember, even when Thiago Santos hit him with that powerful punch, Glover Teixeira won. He finds a way. And this isn't the first time Glover Teixeira has been on like a crazy win streak that's been ridiculous. He's been on this before. But yeah, I think if Glover Teixeira wins, I think it could be anyway. Where I think if Blachowicz wins, it'd be a knockout, or it could be a decision. He could beat him up. But I think if Glover wins, it could be any of those. I'd be really shocked if it was a knockout. But I think he could definitely pepper him.
I think either one of them can knock each other out, really. But you got to remember, Glover Teixeira fought John Jones for a title, and he didn't get knocked out. He got cut really bad over his left eye with elbows and stuff. But I mean, he lost the decision, but he's been there, so this ain't nothing new, and he ain't going to be, what they say, new to this game. He's been there, so he knows what's going on. I think it'll be a good fight. I don't think Gone will walk through him. I wouldn't think.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing I was going to say was I think the striking battle will actually surprise people. I know I already mentioned that, but I think it'd be very similar to what we've seen this past weekend. I think Costa is going to fight very similar to how Blachowicz would fight with the power, and he's going to come at him. But I think if Glover Teixeira doesn't go out, I think Glover Teixeira could pepper him like Vettori did. And I think there could be a problem there. But that's all I was going to say. Okay, let's go real fast, the co-main. All I want is a simple little explanation and answer so we can move on. But in the co-main, you got Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen. Very interesting fight. Who do you think has the better stand-up? That's my question for you. Who do you think who's the better stand-up fighter? If this was a kickboxing match, who would win? That's my question.
I'm going to say Yan because his boxing background. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Jake?
If it's just kickboxing, I would like Sandhagen by just a tiny bit, but it's not a kickboxing match. It's MMA, so it's, yeah. I like Peter Yan in the fight, but he's not as good stand-up. It's close, though.
Yeah. I think, if it was kickboxing, I think Corey Sandhagen has a better kickboxing just because of his legs. So lengthy.
His length, yeah.
And
I'm just end-wise boxing. Yeah, Peter Yan's got him, but yeah, kickboxing, Sandhagen, yeah.
Yeah. But I also, so far, I haven't done enough research on it, but as from just a broad perspective, looking from the outside, I think Peter Yan would definitely win that fight. Let's go to the MLB World Series. Braves and Houston, they're playing right now. Braves are up early. Who do you think's going to win? How many games? Antonio. You've watched a little bit of baseball. You know both teams are in there.
It's like the last two innings.
Hey, I want a prediction. Sometimes not knowing anything about it's better.
Yeah. Look, I got Houston in 6.
Houston in 6. Okay. All right.
Houston sucks. Get out of here.
I don't even know much about Houston. So.
Just giving you a hard time.
All right.
We got to give them a talk about.
Go, Dad. Who you got?
Who I think is going to win the World Series?
Hey,
I'm for Atlanta. I don't like neither one of them, but I'm for Atlanta. Maybe in, let's see. I don't know. We'll say Atlanta in 5.
Atlanta in 5. Okay. Jake?
I have Braves in 6.
Braves
That's my prediction.
In 6.
I can see that.
6. I got, all right, you ready? I got Braves in 4.
Wow.
I think Astros choke at home.
There.
I think they choke at home, and once it gets back, Charlie Morton would be starting what? Game 4?
Game 5.
I think he'll start. I think he'll start Game 4 because I think he's gonna go 6 innings tonight and be just fine. And I think he'll start Game 4. He'll be fine there. I think Game 3 they squeak a close one. I think Game 2's close. I think they win easily tonight. I think they win easily Game 4, and I think we'll be sitting there by the 7th inning in Game 4 saying Braves are your World Series champions. My prediction. Wow. I think Houston's choke masters. That's my prediction. I'm knocking on wood though. Alrighty, let's get to college football. All right. Okay, listen everybody. Okay, if you're in the chat right now and you chat, can someone else go in the live stream and look at the chat? Because I'm not going to be able to. Because I'm going to go over here and go to ESPN to make sure. Because I didn't have anything prepared. My apologies. But we're going to go to college football. There wasn't a lot that went on this weekend. There were some sneaky good games though. And we'll talk to him about a little Week 5 recap. Okay, we got a sneaky game on Wednesday. game on Wednesday. Number 14 Coastal Carolina went to Appy State, and they got beat. So my question to you is, after that game, is Coastal Carolina still a top 25 best team in the country? Antonio.
Yeah, because I think App State is a top 25 team too.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Now, can I ask you this question? If that game was played at neutral ground again, who would you pick to win?
Ooh, I naturally want to say Coastal Carolina because I thought they were really good. Not like playoff team, but I thought they were pretty good. But I think I'd probably go Coastal Carolina by like 7.
Yeah, okay. Jake, same 2 questions to you. Is Coastal Carolina still top 25? And if they were to play on neutral ground today, who would you pick to win?
Yeah, I think they're still top 25 because I also think Appy State's right there too. It's just a really good game. In neutral ground, I would probably take Coastal Carolina, but I think it'd still be a good game.
Yeah. Dad?
Yeah. I think still top 25. Both of them are really good.
Yeah.
In their own right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Coastal Carolina is still a really good team. I don't have them in the top 25. I think they're right outside. I think they're at least top 30 right now. It's just hard to judge them how good they are because App State, even though they're always tough every year, but if you've watched their games this year, you could tell they have big problems in some spaces of their game. And I think it was very weird that Coastal Carolina couldn't expose them in those places. It was a Wednesday night game, and weird things happen when they're not on Saturdays. In college football, it always happens. I just think it was a basic upset. I think if it was on neutral ground, I'd probably take Coastal Carolina by like 10, 14 points. But I still think, like I said, I think Appy State's really tough. I think they're a top, probably 45 team. But, yeah, that's just my take on the game. All right, we're going to go to my boys.
Yeah.
Wipe the tears. Wipe the tears. Take it on the face. All right.
Elf fan.
My boys went down, man. 10 points, 27-17. So, okay. So, my question in this game, okay, we all know what happened. Clemson's offense sucks. Their defense, all right. Pittsburgh's offense is good. Their defense, I mean, God knows. Happy Valley's defense would hold Clemson to like 27 points. So, it's awful, man. But, so my question to you guys is Pitt or Wake Forest, the ACC favorites?
Wake Forest.
Or other. That's my question. Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
But, let me ask you this. What's a more impressive win? 10 points at home against Clemson, or a really close, high-scoring game against, was it Army who they played, or Navy?
Army.
It was Army. Or Army.
Well, of course, the Clemson game is impressive, but I just think Wake Forest, they play each other, right?
Yeah, they'll play each other. I'm sure. If not, they'll play each other in the ACC championship.
That'll tell the tale.
Okay. But you would pick Wake Forest?
Yeah. Yeah, no matter what, I'd pick Wake Forest. I don't think Pitt is that good.
You don't think Pitt's that good?
Oh, I don't. I think Clemson's that bad, and I think Tennessee was that bad. I don't think either one. I'm not saying that they're awful. I'm just saying they're not as good, and that's all it was. I think Wake Forest is better than all 3 of them.
All right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Antonio?
That's all.
I probably. Oh my god. I don't know. I'd probably say Pitt just because of their quarterback.
Pitt because of their quarterback? Is that what you said, or you said Wake?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Jake?
I was going to say the same thing. I like Kenny Pickett's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and I think it's a shame that he plays for Pitt because he'd have to be in the Heisman talk. He's really good, I think, stats-wise, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like Pitt just because of him.
He is in the Heisman talk. I think the Heisman odds like a day ago, and I think he's 3rd.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he's
never
3rd.
mind. I guess he is in the talk. I never heard about him being talked about, I guess, maybe recently, but good then, because, yeah, I think he's good.
I think Wake Forest has really bad problems on defense. Their defense is really bad.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
I would tell you something. You want to talk about power, strength versus strength? When Clemson plays Wake Forest, that's going to be strength versus strength right there. That's going to be a really good offense versus a really good defense, and a really bad offense versus a really bad defense on both sides of the balls. On the balls. Both sides of the ball. So, I obviously I think Wake Forest would win that game. Okay, but I can still root for my boys. All right.
By how much?
By how much do I think Wake Forest would win by?
Yeah.
See, it's at Clemson. The game's at Clemson.
Okay.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Yeah.
At Clemson,
Uh-huh.
give me Clemson with a BT Potter field goal for the win.
Oh,
You heard it here. BT Potter kick, dub, Clemson.
Okay. That's good. I say 10 points. Wake Forest beats at least 10.
By at least 10.
At least.
I don't think. What if I told you DJ wouldn't be the starting quarterback when that game was played?
But not more. It doesn't matter.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it changes.
You think it changes?
Yeah, I think it changes. The other quarterback's better.
You think it gets okay? Would you take Clemson?
Yeah, when he came in, he was better.
He was better when he came in.
Look, ball down the field where DJ whatever his like
Boogly.
Oogly Boogly Yank. He won't throw the ball down the field, so they don't even know what they've got.
Yeah, they don't.
And you got to admit, I've sat there and watched it as almost as much as with you. And when he does throw the ball down the field, they don't catch it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
It's true.
They have the most drops like in the country, don't they?
Yeah, it's really bad.
So, it's. I still think Wake Forest beats them, but maybe by 7. I don't know. I think big difference, 3 points, but heck, I'd just about say if DJ's playing that game, Wake Forest, they beat them by 14 or 20. I think Wake Forest's offense is a lot better than Clemson's defense.
Okay.
Right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Okay, we had Oklahoma. They struggled again, but this time it's a little different. This time it's weird because I said on the last podcast, I said Caleb Williams makes Oklahoma look like the team we thought they'd be. And then they came out against 1-5 Kansas, and they lay a goose egg. Kansas is debatably top 3 or 4 worst Power 5 team in the country.
Yeah.
And makes them look bad. So my question is, do you think Oklahoma's going to be able to go undefeated the rest of the year, a regular season, and conference champion? So not including the playoffs is all I say. Playoff or bowl season, do you think they'll go undefeated? Jake.
I was gonna look up their schedule while you were asking them. I don't know.
Go ahead. That's fine. Antonio?
The same thing.
Okay, Dad?
Well, what they ranked?
They're ranked 3rd.
They're ranked 3rd. They're undefeated. They barely squeaked by everybody. It's like I don't know. I don't know who they got left.
They have Texas Tech, Baylor, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. So 3 of them are ranked.
Oh,
That's gonna be rough.
No, they don't. I don't think they'll go undefeated. I think that they may get 2 losses out there. I'm not going to say they will. I'm just saying they may. They don't.
I think everyone's catching Iowa State at the wrong time because I think they're about to get hot.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right here, they're going to make a run. I agree.
Antonio, Jake, whichever one.
I think Oklahoma is going to rebound this week against Texas Tech and then kind of find their groove against Baylor and then get hot. But then that Iowa State game is really tricky, and especially the one at the end of the year is really tricky as well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Oklahoma just because they've proven to win a game in every way whenever it's a touchdown difference game, and I think that helps them, honestly.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I could see them undefeated.
Jake?
I say they'll probably remain undefeated. I just question how consistent they really are. Because every game they play recently has been kind of weird. Either a come behind win or getting skunked in the first half against a really bad team, then scoring 35 in the second half. So I would say they do it, but it won't be easy.
I think this is going to be a hot take, but I think if they lose a game, it will be either the conference championship, that's obviously be a big one, or it would be to Texas Tech next week. Because I think if whenever they play a really good team, they always do good. Typically, they did pretty bad against Texas, but they always find a way to win against the really good teams. Non-postseason, if it's Big 12, they always find a way to beat the good teams. And until they lose, I'll go with them. To not prove me wrong. So I'll pick my final answer. I think I'll take Oklahoma to go undefeated. We'll move on here a little bit. I just want to throw something out there. Cincinnati barely beat Navy by 7 points. They struggled that whole game. A lot of people struggled. Alabama played a close game with Tennessee until the fourth quarter. Iowa State picked up the upset against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was undefeated, and they were setting up for a good match this coming up week, but they ruined that. Okay, here's another one we can talk about. Here we go. Oregon at UCLA. UCLA comes out, punches them in the mouth. Okay, this was game day. Then Oregon turn around and beat them. Do you think that gives the Pac-12 a chance to have a playoff team this year? Since, it'd have to be Oregon. But do you think with that win, you think that kind of shows that Oregon can be a playoff team by the end of the year? You think they'll be in the playoff discussion at the end of the year? Whoever wants to go.
I don't think so. I don't really think they'll be in the playoff discussion.
Okay.
I just think there'll be people ahead of them.
You think they'll pick up another loss?
I don't know who they play. They might. Because who'd they lose to? They shouldn't have lost to?
I'll let you know.
I can look it up.
I got you right here.
Then they lost to Stanford, right?
Yep, Stanford.
It was Stanford.
On the road.
Yeah. I don't think they'll... Nah.
No. Antonio?
I don't see it, but if they went out and they still have that head-to-head over Ohio State, so there's a possibility, but I don't think so.
That's true. They do have the head-to-head against Ohio State.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
You think a one-loss Oregon Pac-12 champion, say if it came down to this for the 4th spot, you think a one-loss Pac-12 champion in Oregon would get in over, we'll say, an undefeated ACC Wake Forest champion?
I would say so.
Yeah.
It just depends where they're at.
The Ohio State.
It'd be hard to leave an undefeated Power 5 team champion out of it. It'd be really hard. That'd be the first one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just, like I said, it just depends where they're at in the ranking. Like, where's Wake Forest right now? 16th?
Yeah, or no, they moved up. They're like 13th now.
Okay, say they're still 13th. I don't know how they just say if they are and nobody gets beat. Blah blah blah. It works out that way. Then there's a good possibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the teams in front of them have to lose because they'll play each other. But I think if Wake Forest goes undefeated, you would have your best win would be Pitt probably. Yeah. And by that time, we'll say Pitt also wins out. That would be probably, there's a good shot. That could almost be a top 10 matchup in the ACC championship.
Yeah, could be.
And if you have that and then Wake Forest wins, I don't think there's no way you leave them out.
I don't know.
A Power 5 undefeated, I mean, there's no way. Like, there's people that get mad over, like, when, like, UCF or, like, a group of 5 American champion undefeated gets left out. If Wake Forest gets left out and they're undefeated, there's gonna be talks about that. But they're already fixing that with the 12-team playoff and stuff. This year would be perfect for a 12-team playoff. I saw an Instagram post about that of the teams. Yeah. It would be real. It'd be a lot of fun this year. What?
Did SMU get beat? Have they been beat?
No, they're still undefeated.
See, they're what, 18th, 19th?
Yeah, there's something like that.
There's another one. People's going to really flip out if they win out.
Well, I don't think they'll win out because they'll have to play Cincinnati. And even if I think if they beat Cincinnati, they'll still be so low. I don't think they'll be able to make the playoffs. It will cause drama. Say if they do beat Cincinnati, they'd have to beat them twice though. They'd beat them once, and then they'd have to beat them in the American Championship again. So they could mess up and beat each other up and split, and that would ruin everything. But let's go. Yeah, let's go to Week 9 preview here. Game day. People are saying this is the biggest game of the year. People are saying, and it's number 6 Michigan going to number 8 Michigan State. Both teams are 7-0.
I know.
At Michigan State, the spread right now is Michigan -4.5. So I want your outright winner and who you would take in the spread. Whoever wants to go first again. I'll go first. I'll lead off this time. I would take. It's hard because I think Michigan's a better team. I really do. But Michigan State is like. It'd be at Michigan State, man. It'd be wild if they lost at Michigan State. I'm going to go Michigan, but I'm going to take Michigan State to cover. I think it'd be Michigan by a field goal. I think they win. Just because Michigan has the type of offense to win on the road where they just run it the whole time and get the crowd kind of out of it. It's going to be hard to get them out of it, but maybe at least quiet them enough. Maybe not play that big of a factor. And I don't trust neither coach to win in big games. So, I mean, it's just like, it's one of those things. I do think, I think Michigan has a better chance to beat Ohio State. So, I want Michigan to win. I'm picking Michigan to win, but I'm taking Michigan State to cover the -4.5. I think Michigan will win by a field goal. Dad, you want to go?
Yeah, I think Michigan or it's at Michigan State, right?
Yep, at Michigan State.
I think Michigan will control the ball on the ground. They've proven they can run the ball now, and besides just being one dimensional. So I think they can do, and plus they can throw the ball. They proved that also when they've had to, but they've relied on that running, and I think they'll cover. I think they win Michigan State. I don't know. I'm gonna say. I don't know. I don't know what the score would be.
Okay. Tonyo?
Yeah, I'd probably disagree with you. Just because I think Michigan is just too good on offense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think their offense, and I don't really see how Michigan State would be able to score on Michigan's defense either. I mean, if they're going to score, obviously they're going to score. But I just think it's going to be really hard to get points across for Michigan State.
Yeah, me too.
But wild things have happened in this game in the past. So, Jake, what do you got?
I would say probably Michigan in a close game too.
Yeah.
Because Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh is their coach. It's Jim, right?
Yep, Jim.
Yeah, he. I don't like him in big games either. I remember watching him when he first got signed on as our coach lose some big games. So I'd say it'll be close, and they might pull this one out.
Yeah, I think both coaches suck in big games, but
and he's due a big game win.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
See what else we got here. I tell you, we'll go to your boys real fast. You know, not a lot of people give this game any look. They're not giving it any look just because Florida's 4-3 now, and everyone coming to the preseason, you know, everyone had this game circled on their calendar, and now that that circle is slowly erased. But I think you should pay attention to this game a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, Georgia and Florida. All right, I know Georgia's super good, and Florida has its problems, but I think this game's gonna be close. I think it'll at least be. I would be very shocked if Georgia beat them by more than 14 points. I would be really shocked. I really think Florida would keep this game close. So my question is the spread, right, is -14. Shocker, actually. I didn't even look at that. The spread's -14. Do you think, who would you take in that spread? Would you take Georgia or Florida? I'm not asking you for a winner. I'm asking you for the spread. Georgia -14. Who would you take? Jake.
Where's this game at?
It's neutral ground.
Jacksonville. It's always Jacksonville.
Oh. And the spread, I think Florida might be able to keep it close enough.
So you would take Florida in the plus 14.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust Georgia that much on offense, but I also don't trust Florida that much either because of Georgia's defense is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll take Georgia minus 14.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'll just take minus 14.
All right. Antonio? Those are your boys, man. Come on now.
I don't think they're going to cover more than 14. I mean, Florida's had 2 weeks after a loss to prepare for this game. It's a rivalry game. It's probably the biggest game like every year. So I don't know, because like if you just the thing is though is like you can't have those problems and face that defense. Like you just can't. So it's really just that time that you took after that game, from that first practice to the last practice, like trying to figure out everything just to get it fixed. I think that's a little bit too much, especially with that defense. I think Florida's going to keep it close, but I could see Georgia coming out with that game probably by like 10.
Okay. So
No, I'm playing Florida by 30. No.
Okay, so you're taking
Florida by 30.
So
No.
you're taking Florida in the plus 14 at least.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll keep it close. I think we have a really good shot to win that game. Like a really good shot.
Okay. Dad?
Nah. I'd take Florida in 14. I'm gonna we went and watched them play Clemps. You know, they played Clemps here and Jake.
Yeah.
That was a really close game, right?
Yep.
Where you agree with that? And Clemson is terrible on it.
I used to say that too, and it makes it look weird. But when you look at the roster Clemson has now, and you look at the roster they had when they played Georgia, it's like a completely different roster with the injuries. So they're facing like a fully healthy Clemson team there.
You're talking about Georgia
Yeah,
when they played.
Yeah, we don't know how good a fully healthy Clemson team would have been. We'll never get to see it, but
right, I know that, but I'm just saying we got what we got. We seen what we seen, right? Yeah. So Georgia, that was a close game. I just think Florida's better right now. Florida's better than Clemson, but it is a SEC team too. And they beat each other to death. I'd take Florida in 14.
Yeah, I think Florida will be able to score a lot of points on Georgia because of Florida's offense. The way it works, every time Dan Mullen plays Georgia, he finds a way to score points no matter how good their defense is. That doesn't mean they're going to win. I'm just saying they're always going to find a way to score points. And I want to see how Georgia reacts when they play a team that can score points on them, especially if Anthony Richardson's the quarterback. And I want to see what he can do in a big game. He could fumble the bag too, though, just as easily. But I would take Florida in the plus 14 there.
Yeah.
We got another rank-on-rank team here. We got Ole Miss going to Auburn, and Auburn's actually the favorites, -3 points.
It's at Auburn.
It's at
They
Auburn.
That's right.
I'm gonna go and get out here. Blake's not in here. I was really hoping Blake would be in here because I'm about to make him mad. I think Ole Miss is overrated. First of all, but I think Auburn's even more overrated. And,
I agree.
And I think Auburn's gonna lose, and I think they're gonna lose a big time. I think it's gonna be like 14 points. That's not big time, but like to lose at home in an SEC matchup, that's big time. So I want Ole Miss by like 14.
I agree.
Agree, Jake?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I like Ole Miss in that game.
Yeah, I would agree with that unless Auburn just hangs in there by like 10 points until like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But your team.
Yeah. Do you think Penn State goes to Ohio State? You would have told me this game 3 weeks ago. I'd been like, wow, what a great game. Now you tell me it, and Penn State just lost to Illinois in overtime at home.
Oh, no.
Now I'm just kind of like, now I might not even watch this game now, which sucks because I was really looking forward to this game in like week 5. Ohio State's -18.5 favorites, and that's crazy. I feel like everyone's forgot about Ohio State ever since they lost to Oregon and had that close game against Minnesota. I hate Ohio State as much as a next normal person.
Yeah.
But I really don't see how Penn State's going to be able to compete with them. I think Ohio State's offense is super good. I think Ohio State's actually a dark horse national championship team this year. I think everyone's forgot about them. And I think their offense is super duper good. So,
do they still play Michigan this year?
Ohio State, yeah, they play Michigan every year. Yeah, they'll play.
No, but I mean, they've not played yet, right?
No. When they play, that's going to be a great game. That will show how good each team is.
Yes.
Because Ohio State has a really bad matchup there because the way Michigan runs the ball, they can keep the ball away from them and hold time in possession. So we'll see.
I think they're going to see a newer Michigan team that they ain't seen past with that running game. And Michigan's defense, as good as it is right now, if they can keep it going, which we're jumping ahead here, of course.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. I don't think Ohio State will go. Yeah. Nope.
And, okay, what about you, Jake? What do you think?
For Ohio State?
Yeah, you think Penn State's going to be able to keep it close in this game?
No. I like Ohio State to blow them out.
Antonio?
Yeah, I say the same thing.
I'm the only.
By like blowout, I think like 14 points. I don't think like crazy. I think it'll be like at least like I think going into the fourth quarter, if you're watching the game, I think you'd still have the TV on. I think you'd be watching the game.
I'm gonna say Penn State wins this game.
You're picking Penn State?
Yep.
You won't put your super dog on it.
Hey, podcast next week. You say, hey, you was right.
Okay.
Everybody,
right. I'll hold you to that one.
You can. Okay. I beat Crow before. I'm all right.
All right. Move on here. We're gonna go to the whole NFL. Oh wait, I got one more question to ask you guys about college football. This is more of a personal question. While we make this transition here, my boys they play the Seminoles, play Florida State. Florida State's super hot right now. I'm worried. All right, I'm worried. I just want a quick answer from you guys. You think Clemson should be worried coming into this game? It's at Clemson.
Oh yeah.
No,
it's at
Yeah.
It's at Clemson.
Yeah, I'd be worried about almost every game you play if it's an ACC opponent.
Yeah.
Just the way y'all beat Boston College was a little lucky, and then it was really close against I forget who it was, but it was a close game, field goal game or something like that. So I'd be worried about a lot of people if I were you, but
I think they should put McKenzie.
You might win. Though.
It depends. If McKenzie Milton rolls out there and he plays like he did against UCF, I'll turn off the TV. I do not care. It don't bother me at all. Alrighty, Thursday night football coming up. We got Packers, Cardinals, baby. Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you guys seen this. It happened, I think, today or yesterday. NFL posted on their little Instagram. I believe it was Instagram. And they said, they said Cardinals undefeated or something like that. And they had the posing. And Aaron Rodgers on his personal Instagram account commented, very top comment, and it said, wait till Thursday. I kind of, Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the season was making me mad because he was being stubborn. Being like, he wasn't really being stubborn. He was just like, this wasn't being reasonable, I guess, in a certain way. And now, I kind of like fired up Aaron Rodgers. Man, every time he gets a first down, I see clips of him on like Instagram and stuff. He does like special little moves. He has a little chip on his shoulder. I like the new Aaron Rodgers. I think it's cool. I think Packers are super dangerous now. You think Cardinals get their first loss here on Thursday Night Football? It's at Cardinals.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Here's the thing. So Devontae Adams is out with COVID.
Yep.
For this game. But here's the stat. Last year, whenever Devontae Adams was not playing, the Packers are 6-0. They have not lost with him out.
Okay.
But with that said, Cardinals are still going to win.
Okay.
In a really, really close, interesting game.
All right.
Hopefully Aaron Jones does good.
Yeah, I agree with Jake.
Okay. Dad?
I think about Aaron Rodgers, too, though, real quick. Sorry. He's always kind of done that stuff. And I think at the first of the season, he was more trying to prove a point because he kind of wants out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wants out.
And it's like he kind of showed that he wanted out, but now I think he's kind of talk to himself like, hey, I'm here. I should probably try to win. So it looks good for next year when I'm a Steeler because he's going to the Steelers. So, yeah.
All right, Dad?
No, I think they get their first loss.
Okay, so you're taking Packers.
Yeah, because he's went on a roll. He loses his first game, and then he's went 6 and out. He's won. Devontae Adams out with COVID. Reggie Cobb comes in for him. The old man. He brings it through. He'll have 2 touchdowns.
Okay. I think Cardinals were my preseason Super Bowl pick. They're really good on offense. They're super good. And they have a sneaky good defense, too. And not enough people give them credit there. And they have a really good team, and I think they have a really good game on Thursday. So I'm going with the Packers, man. I think Packers are going to win. I really do. I'm telling you, man. Cardinals going to do so good. Cardinals are going to do so good. I think Packers are just going to beat them. I think it's Aaron Rodgers. Kyler Murray. I still think Cardinals going to make the Super Bowl, and I think Cardinals will get the last laugh or whatever. But I think Thursday night, I think this is when Cardinals get their first loss. I think it's a trap game. If this game was on Sunday, I would probably pick Cardinals. But just because it's on Thursday, man, it's just going to be prime time. And Aaron Rodgers, I would like to know Aaron Rodgers' record on Thursday night football games. I would like to know that.
Probably a good record.
Yeah. I'm going to take Arizona. The spread's -6.5. And for NFL, that's a pretty big spread. That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. I think it has a lot to do with Devontae Adams being out. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're on an NFL roster and you can't consistently catch a football, when it's going at your chest like Aaron Rodgers is going to be throwing it on Thursday, don't think you should be on the roster anyways. Some other notable games. Jaguars getting their second win against Seahawks.
I actually believe that.
You think so?
I think they'll beat the Seahawks. They look pitiful with Geno Smith. It's really bad. So, yeah, I think Jags have a really good shot to beat the Seahawks.
James Robinson, 200 carries on the ground, or 200 yards on the ground, 8 touchdowns. What it is. Trevor's going to be handing off the ball. All not, maybe. See, what any other interesting games here? Rams versus Texans. That's going to be a good one, too. Here you go.
Cowboys, Vikings might be interesting.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
But, see, there's a rumor Dak might not be playing this Sunday because of his calf. And if Dak does not play, that game will be very interesting. Yeah. It might be interesting with Dak.
Rip your fans.
Because it's at Vikings. No, I got Tua. No.
Okay. Here's an interesting one. Okay, Titans are super hot right now, right? They go on the road. They go on the road and play the Colts, who are also super hot in a divisional game. Think Titans could lose that one?
Yep.
Can's a broad statement, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
Dad says no. Dad says yes.
Yep. Colts has beat them when they ain't been that good.
Okay.
Cause of divisional.
Tonio?
Yeah,
I got the Titans.
Titans.
Hey, Derrick Henry can eat up.
Yeah, you know why is it? You know what happens when he eats up? You know what's gonna happen to Carson Wentz? No points, baby. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'll take 40. I'll take 40. It's all right.
That's true. Yeah, Derrick is gonna get like 1 million points, but it's what.
I'm not playing.
And Jake, you said no. I saw you shaking your head up there.
Yeah, I think the Titans are they're getting hot. Their defense is starting to show up. They beat the Bills, but they beat the Chiefs like really bad. The Chiefs only scored 3 points. And I feel like the people are using the Chiefs as like a test to see if you're legit or not, which might not be a real thing anymore because the Chiefs suck right now. They're really bad.
Yeah.
But I think that win over the Bills gives me a lot of confidence that the Titans will go back to the Colts. They've already beat them once. It was at Titans. I think they'll beat them again.
Okay, and another thing here is the Titans are -1 point favorites, which I think that more shows how crazy the -6.5 on Cardinals is.
Yeah.
We'll go down. Cowboys at Vikings is probably the next interesting game on here. Dallas is -2.5. That's pretty wild. Vikings have an offense where they just gotta get going because they got so much talent around Kirk Cousins that they just gotta get going, and their defense is decent. I I'm not going to ask you who's going to win this game. I'm not going to ask you about the spread. I want to ask you, do you think the Cowboys have a top 2 best offense in the country?
Yeah, and it's not number 2.
You think it's 1?
It's number 1. It's number 1, yeah.
Oh.
The only reason it's number 1 over the Cardinals is because the Cardinals are not as good they're not as balanced. Cowboys do both at the top level. The Cardinals can Chase Edmonds, James Conner are good, but Kyler Murray's their running game a lot of the times, I think. But their passing game it's better than the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are so balanced. They don't have to do these crazy throws, crazy plays to score. They just march down the field and score. I like what they do more, but it's close. I think they'll flip-flop as the weeks go on as number 1 and 2.
Okay. But you think right now Dallas?
I think Dallas is better offensively. Just that much.
Okay. Antonio?
I don't know. I think I'm agree with Jake.
Okay. Okay. Dad?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Number 1 offense. No.
You think they're top 2? That was the original question.
They could be. It just depends where you want to go with it. I'm gonna say top 2 deep. The 2 offense.
Okay. I think they're top 2, but I think they're 2. I think the whole thing about them not being balanced. By balance and run game, I assume you mean the traditional, hand it off to your running back and let them get yards. Just because Cardinals do that doesn't mean they don't have any running game. Because Kyler Murray runs the ball.
I know. Yeah, they have a running game.
Yeah. And Kyler Murray runs the ball great. James Conner and Chase Edmonds does the job. But I think plus Kyler Murray to that running game. And then you have their wide receiver core that's just kind of like cracked out.
Yeah.
I really don't think. And I think what also helps Cardinals. See, it's weird because Dallas and Cardinals are very similar teams in my opinion. Not the way they play, but from from looking on the outside, because you have both teams that have super good offenses, and then you have both defense that are sneaky good. I think Cardinals have a sneaky good defense. I think Dallas has a sneaky good defense, but their defenses work in different ways. Dallas's works more on takeaways, and Cardinals' defense is more like sacks and yards. So. That's my opinion on it. But yeah, that's NFL. Usually we get to debate topics, but I don't really got none. By the way, Braves are up 5-0.
Yeah, no, I'm watching it.
Top of the 3rd.
Yep.
Oh, I know what we can get to. Hold on. Like a little NBA. We're in NBA now. Might as well talk about it a little bit. Okay. I saw this. That feller. I don't know who he plays for. You guys, I'm sure Jake, you might know his name. I'm sure Antonio does. The guy who missed the free throws. Was it against the Lakers? The reason why they lost? What's his name?
How about John Morant?
John Morant, yeah.
John Morant.
Yeah. Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grizzlies player.
It's good.
Yeah, he had a chance to beat the Lakers, right? And that would have been the Lakers, 0-3?
Yeah.
And he missed what? Did he miss both free throws?
He missed the tying one.
He missed
the tying
one. Right? Is that right, Antonio? Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed the tying one. Okay, I don't really know where I was going with that, but I was just wanting to make sure. Does anyone got any debate topics they want to go over? Anyone in the chat want to talk about anything? Go ahead, Jake. What were you gonna say?
I would debate that Russell Westbrook is only going to last 1 year with the Lakers, personally, but I don't know. It's not like that good of a topic, but.
I don't know. I mean, you can't really trade him off anywhere, especially if he does bad this year. Nobody's going to want him. Like the whole Ben Simmons thing.
Who's this? Sorry. Repeat the question, Jake.
Westbrook.
I was going to say I would debate that Russell Westbrook lasts like 1 year with the Lakers and LeBron wants him gone because I don't think he's going to help them win that much. Unless they figure it out. They might. They probably will.
Yeah.
But if they don't.
I mean, how many more years do you think LeBron has? So he's like
3 or 4.
I
5.
think yes.
5.
I think I got 5.
Okay, here's
He said he wanted to play
Yeah.
or stay in until his son got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
So that's at least like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
here's a good question. All right, this is a good question. Who do you think retires first, LeBron James or Nick Saban?
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah.
I
Nick
think-
Saban.
Nick
How old
Saban
is
will never
Nick Saban?
retire.
Like 70-something?
What?
How old is Nick Saban?
He's in the 70s.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's old.
I thought he was late 60s.
No, he's 70s.
Wow.
Dang.
He'll never retire.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Saban, to be honest. I didn't know he's that old.
It's crazy that question you actually have to think about it.
It's tough.
It's really wild. How many more?
I got
Go ahead.
one. What about, do you think that the Buccaneers make it to the Super Bowl again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, are them and the Cardinals on the same side?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God.
That's the reason I was going to say that. They're both NFC.
I don't like their defense at all. The Buccaneers' defense. But Tom Brady, you can never bet against him in the playoffs, so maybe.
I think so, because the Bucks, their defense is getting better. Like, it was a really bad
It'll get better.
But it's improving, so yeah.
I think he gets Gronk back. Yeah. I think they go to Super Bowl. I think they win it.
Wow.
I can guarantee you the Super Bowl champ comes out of the NFC. I'll guarantee you that. The NFC has the Super Bowl champ this year.
Yeah.
On their side. But
I bet with that.
I really. Yeah, just because I don't want to bet against Tom, because he'll prove us all wrong. It's
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we all sat here and say the Cardinals would win, I mean, you might as well put Tampa Bay as a lock. It's like he hears it, so yeah, I'm not going to go against it. Yeah, I'll just say.
I still don't think the Cardinals are going to make it that far in the playoffs. Personally.
Really? You think so? We'll figure them out.
Nah, I don't think they will. I don't think they'll figure them out. I just don't. In a big game. Well, plus they have a tendency to fall apart like last year because they were good last year too, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, but they weren't this.
The only reason they weren't this good, but they were like at one point like a big talk of the town, and then they all of a sudden just went to crap and sucked for a lot of the season. It depends who stays healthy too. If Kyler Murray stays healthy, we'll see. It also really depends who gets the 1 seed in the NFC because they get a bye. So if it's, that'd be a good topic too. We'll get the 1 seed because it's really close.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals will finish with the 1 seed. I do think the Cardinals will finish with the 1 seed.
You think the Buccaneers are going to lose more this year?
Yeah, I think they'll end up going in with 2, maybe 3 losses.
You think the Cardinals will have less than 2 or 3 losses?
Yeah.
There's no way. I don't see it. I think the Bucks will have the 1 seed. Buccaneers will have it.
Okay. I'll say this. Whoever has the 1 seed will lose. There you go.
Really?
Yep. Whoever has the 1 seed will lose in the playoffs. Which that's another talk for another time.
Yeah.
You guys ready? You guys good to end it here?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Sure.
All right. Mom saying in the chat they just stole a base. Time for free tacos. Taco Bell sponsor. Alrighty, guys. I will end it here. Thanks for you 3 coming. Everyone say bye.